Today is the start of the Apocalypse Challenge. We've got my 3 Sims, Carol, Daryl, and Sophia. If you know, you know, and if you don't... We have set up base on the Hindquarter hideaway lot in Brindleton Bay. I figured this would be an ideal location with the adjacent fishing pond. It is also relatively secluded, which would be great if there were zombies in The Sims 4. Is this something that I actually want, given how annoying The Sims 3 zombies could be? I'm a huge fanfic simmer, and there is nothing I love more than to capture every detail of my favorite show in The Sims and alter the story the way that I want. Do I think a zombie/apocalypse game pack would be useful? Maybe not for everyone, but I'd venture to guess that the average simmer cares more about this type of gameplay than that of that one wretched game pack. Anyway, the lot traits were set to great soil, natural well, and private dwelling. I don't want random Sims showing up at my door in the apocalypse. The off-the-grid and simple living lot challenges would keep us in line. We were going to live off the land. Our money would be made through the resources we either find or craft, the same as our food supply. This unfortunately means we'd fish the day away. Even my child. She's got to earn her keep if she wants to sleep. With no toilet or means to cook, we would rely heavily on the park down the hill. There was a stray cat eating this man's food. Even if this was a rags to riches challenge, I wouldn't force my sim to eat that. Fish on a stick would be our only meal until we had grown and harvested enough ingredients to cook with. Of course, this would also mean we'd have to find plants to grow in the world first. My plan was to sell all of the expensive fish and eat the cheap ones. We'd be living off guppies and minnows. Why is every stray cat in this town so stanky?
That smell. The kind of smelly smell. The smelly smell that smells smelly.
We'd earned enough money to buy 1 tent and a sleeping bag. I'm not sure how many Sims can sleep in a tent together, but for the sake of the lore, Daryl and Carol are just acquaintances. This is not a there is only one bed fic. The next day would be the same. I wish there was an option to homeschool your child in The Sims. It is fairly common in America, and the game shouldn't punish me by whisking my child away because I don't want them to go to school. I had fished up my first plant this day and had dug a fossil worth 225 simoleons. Instead of buying a toilet or a shower, I bought a handiness table to improve my skill and craft my own furniture. I was keeping the upgrade parts I fished up to upgrade my house. With a few more simoleons from fishing, I decided they had earned enough to at least have an outdoor shower. It hadn't rained like I had expected. We were leveling up our skills quick and fishing up more expensive finds. I was actually surprised by how much money we had earned and how quickly we had progressed. I bought a grill and a bush to pee in. With the extra cash, I bought a couple of garden plots, a cooler which I thought I could store my fish on a stick in, and a bee box. I'd have to wait until summer for my blackberry to grow. I had debated on keeping the ambrosia treat for my future stray, but I figured I'd probably find another.
Oh my God!
With the 4,797 simoleons I earned off the land, it was time to build a shelter. We were back to sleeping bags for now. I kept the project my child had brought home from school. That'd be worth something. Back to more fishing. I had fished up a digital sketch pad worth 750 simoleons. With our added money, I purchased the kitchen set, all functional off the grid, of course. I also added some windows and lanterns to light up the place. Back to our daily tasks of crafting, collecting, and fishing, and inevitably selling. We'd fished up a barely better digital camera worth 131 simoleons. Bit of an odd number. I had made more additions to our home the next morning. A new bed and a dew collector. Now that I could cook my fish on a stick inside, I sold my grill and last sleeping bag for a cot. After another day of the same, I made the last few additions to the house for the week. Our skills had improved quite a bit in a week. We had made a lot more money than I had originally expected. We'd be up and running in no time.